Good morning, guys. As you can tell from my less than fresh face, I'm a little under the weather today. That being said, luckily I was using up some vacation time that I had left over from last year, so I'm not called out to work or missing out on pay or anything like that. Even if I was out sick, my company has great benefits, so I would have been paid anyway. That being said, one of the bad habits that I've always gotten myself into, especially when I'm not feeling my best, is getting into, I'm sure you probably see me sweating, I am like not doing so great right now. One of the things that I always used to do, especially when I got sick, was comfort eat. It's so easy when you're sick just to not give a crap about what goes into your mouth. And so I wanted to just share a quick recipe that I use. Now, a key point to this recipe is I'm using actually meal prep items that I made earlier in the week. So it's not necessarily the entire recipe, but I'm going to basically show you how to tailor it to what you have in the house. We're going to be making a chicken soup. Now, of course, you know, people will say, oh, we can go ahead and just go buy chicken soup. Well, you can, but canned chicken soup has a lot of extra salt, a lot of extra weird fats, and a lot of things that I would rather not put in my body right now. So I'm going to go ahead and make an alternative. I'm going to make it as easy as possible, and hopefully it's an enjoyable recipe for you guys. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, for sick day soup, this time without me hacking to death, you're going to need a heavy stock pot with coconut oil, some diced hatch green chilies, preferably hot, some frozen vegetables with no added salt, some low sodium chicken broth, and some spices that complement the leftovers that you're going to be throwing into your soup. In this case I used some salsa chicken that I had made, so you're going to keep it in the Mexican family with chili and cumin. Always complement the flavors of whatever leftovers you'll be using. Speaking of which, you'll also need your leftovers, which you'll see in that red bowl there. Alright. Go ahead and place your pan over medium heat and add your coconut oil, and wait for it to melt down a little bit. Once your coconut oil is liquefied, go ahead and add in your veggies. Now, excuse me guys, because these are frozen vegetables, you want the pan up to be pretty high, because these are going to give off a lot of water, and we want to make sure that boils away. Now don't forget guys, we want to go ahead and season our recipe as we go. Now that being said, we've already are going to be adding some prepared ingredients here, and so we don't really want to oversalt this because we already are adding some seasoned items to this. Alright guys, while I wait for our vegetables to saute down in the background, you can probably hear them, I'm going to go ahead and do the sick day tag, which I found on another YouTuber's channel. The first question is, what is your sick day chic? Well, as you can see, I'm wearing my gym clothes. Not the most attractive look, but I'm sick and I give zero fucks. So, there's that. The next item was, what do you do to entertain yourself on sick days? Well, I hang out with a nice friend of mine. His name is Daytime and Nighttime. Yeah, good friends, me and Daytime, Nighttime. The next question was sick day nutrition. I guess we're kind of covering that already. With sick day nutrition, I want to try and make sure that I'm drinking a lot of water, no sodas and juices and sugary fluids, because that's just going to end up making me dehydrated. I also really love spicy foods, so I'm going to make sure that I try to stop sweating in this video. I'm going to make sure that the soup that we're cooking is nice and spicy. The next question was, how do you entertain yourself on a sick day? Well, apparently I make YouTube videos when I look like a raccoon. I just try to read and take it easy. One thing that I don't do when I'm sick is I try not to exercise or exert myself too much, because that's really not going to help me get it better any quicker. And I guess the last question was, are there any tips for other any other sickies out there? Well, I guess my tip would be just keep yourself entertained and try to make sure that you're just putting good things in your body. Eat fruit, vegetables, a lot of water, keep your body hydrated, and get as many vitamins in there as you can. And yeah, let's go back to our soup because I think our vegetables are almost done. Okay, so as you can see, these are pretty well cooked down. When we get to this stage, I'm going to go ahead and add in my hatch chilies. Or at least I'm going to attempt to add in my hatch. There we go. Alright, hatch chilies. Like I said, everything in here is going to be nice and spicy. There's a lot of steam. Let me go ahead and go in from this angle. There's still a lot of steam. It's all that water from those frozen veggies. As you can see, this recipe is pretty much just throwing everything in the pot. Alright guys, so off camera, I went ahead and added in my chili powder and my cumin because I can't do that with one hand. So that is now in there. We're going to let this cook down a bit more, and then we're going to add our leftover chicken. Now that some of the steam has cleared, I have added my chicken. So my chicken and my veggies are just chilling out. I'm going to go ahead and take a moment to add my chicken broth, and then we're going to bring this whole thing to a boil, and it's going to be ready to go. So in goes our chicken broth. And I kept this low sodium because we want to make sure that we're not adding any unnecessary salt, especially since the items that we've already added in here are pre-cooked. That is such an unattractive noise, guys. Squirt, 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 squirt. Okay, we're good. And here is what we end up with when everything is said and done. Doesn't that look so good? And it literally took maybe 20 minutes to just get everything simmered together and done. Now obviously, the longer you simmer it, the better the flavor is going to be. And I always like to serve this alongside some nice hot sauce, some chipotle habanero sauce specifically. Chipotle habanero sauce. Now, again, this is just made with leftovers, so you obviously want to spice it exactly, you know, to go with your leftovers. It doesn't have to be a Mexican style soup. It could be Italian. Whatever you have is what you'll throw in there. I went ahead and saved all the packages that I used, so I'll go ahead and post this in MyFitnessPal so you can see the calorie, sodium, etc. breakdown. For now, guys, I'm going to go ahead and finish off this soup. So I want to thank you for watching today's video. I know it's a little short, but hopefully it'll tide you over until I'm feeling a little bit better. I do want to thank you all for your support. I've been getting a lot of nice comments that I've been trying to respond to as quickly as I can. So thank you for that. For now, I'm kind of a big deal, but I'm getting smaller every day. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe.